Mikey's a mad man. Yeah. Mikey do some crazy things. So one day I'm there, because I run into the shop.
Welcome to another edition of the Let's Talk Show. I'm your host, Andrew James, and today I'm pleased to have with us in studio via Zoom, Mr. Devon Williams, our favorite resident DJ and a professional barber.
Hello, my name is Devon Williams. As you know, Andrew just said, Devon Williams, Mackenzie High School from the year 1990 to 1997. 7 years, repeated twice. 7 glorious years. I enjoyed those years. Yeah, made a lot of friends, made long life friendships in there. Yeah.
Good. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Williams. I know ever since from your time back as a young guy in school, you've always been a smooth, cool operator. Can you share a little bit with us about your experience as it relates to your time at Mackenzie High School, please?
Well, to be honest with you, Andrew, my time at Mackenzie High, from Form 1 to it was a roller coaster for me.
Okay.
Because I was somehow like at times, not throughout, kind of a bit of a problem child. But the whole experience for me was, it was good. It was good. Let me see. Started in one Topaz, then we went on to 2 Sapphire, then 3 Sapphire. I repeated, I think it was Form 2, repeated Form 2, then we went on to 4 Business, repeated 4 Business, then 5 Business, and then out into the world of work. At the school, let me see. There was like me and Alwyn Bellamy, college nurse. We went from Form 1 to 5th Form together. We kind of repeated the same time. So those two people, like me, we went class to class, failed at the same time. But along the way, man, I met some really good, got some good memories and good friends there. For me, high school was real good, man. It was all right still.
Excellent. As a professional barber, what drew you into the profession, and when did you realize, you know what, I'm going to become a barber? When did that light switch moment happen for you?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Andrew. I never once planned to be a barber, I had an uncle who was a barber in Silver City there, Rico. Some people know Rico. But I never had it planned. But you know what? When I finished school in 97, I left in July, and I went out to work on the market at the Farmers Friends and Pet Shop. I was working out there, and barbering. I stumbled into barbering. I had no plan. There was a madman there. Mikey used to be on the market. Mikey Simon, Mikey Si, and I work in the pet shop now. Mikey's a madman. Yeah. Mikey do some crazy things. So one day I'm there, because I run into the shop, just fresh out of school, I think, through the market there. And Mikey just took a razor blade there, and he just took a razor blade and just like, shh. Yeah, but it was real patchy.
On your head or on his own head?
No, his head.
Okay.
So, but because he was there, every time I was young, although he's mad, he's everything, but it's quite funny. Yeah. So I say, Mikey, come here, let's clean you up, right? And I take a razor blade and just shiny here, nice and clean. It's like, oh yeah, clean it, nice rim.
Okay.
So every time the hair start go back now, I start shaping.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, for a little while, Mikey was one of the cleanest bad man, the sharpest man around the place.
Okay, okay.
And I end up getting some clippers. I got my mom to send me some clippers from America. And because I'm the kind of person when I do something, I try and get, so I know there was a barber shop on the front, on the front line there, like Tafar and things. I said, you know what? If I'm going to be doing certain things, I might as well. So I went up there now. They had a rasta, and I used to sell ITIL, I go up like if I buy an ITIL and I would be watching to see what the guy was doing.
Right.
So it's like that. So I saw what he was doing, practice on my key. Then I got my brethren, Andre, henceforth. Andre come and trim Andre a couple of times. But then the whole thing, I end up, just to make the story short, I end up working with the same Tafawa guy on the market, but it just happened, man. And you know what? My plan was to go back to school, right? Because I got 4 subjects with grade 2s, but maths and English, I got 4 of them. So my plan was to just work at the market there, with for that September period. And then I was gonna go, but I go and I start barbering. And I started cash in hand. And every time I to go back to school to write them 2 subjects, I'm calculating what am I earning right now, and I just stuck with barbering, man.
Appreciate you. I think especially in a time like now, we realize how important it is to have good barbers. Many of us are working from home, and everything now is virtual. So being a barber is it's one of the frontline jobs of today. It's a much needed career. Any fond memories of Mackenzie High School you can share with us?
Right now, offhand, I try to remember doing high jump. I remember singing at school, like beating drumming, and I remember just having plenty laughs, man. Because one thing we used to do was, we always trying to be funny. I don't know. It's hard to single them out, but a lot of good vibes. Like when I meet up with certain people now and we start good, certain things just come back to you. But Mackenzie High School was I got plenty of memories there.
Very good. What advice would you give to a young person aspiring to become a barber?
I never learned barbering the proper technique till this big age, right? I just learned I see people just pushing, but barbering is a special technique, and that's what they have to learn. If they're interested in barbering, once you learn the technique, yeah, because just putting the clipper to the hair, and there's a special technique to get you nice. So it's a whole technique behind it. And once they focus on the technique, the rest of it will fall into place.
Would you advise them to go on the market and look for Madman Mikey and get some practice?
Well, that's how it happened for me. It would necessarily happen that way for them. You start with a friend, their cousins, that they, people that don't mind, their children, and work from there, man.
Very good. Nicely said.
But nowadays, you see now the thing with nowadays, there's YouTube, and YouTube is just a wide, a lot of information there.
Right. My final question to you, what advice would you give to, as you said earlier on, a current problem child at Mackenzie High School? What advice would you give that individual? And if at all, if I can also ask you, what do you think we can do as a group or as an association / organization to influence change in the life of a current Mackenzie High School student?
Well, for one, I realize currently they have quite a few Mackenzie High School groups, or alumni, as they call them, and they all have good intention. That's a good start. What they're doing, the stuff that they're doing, you know, I'm quite on board with that. They have loads of different things that they're trying to, you know. Currently, they have the 90s group. They're painting.
Yeah.
And they have other plans to do other stuff. So I'm on board with those ideas. I think those are good ideas to definitely, so the students in there right now will definitely benefit. In terms of advice to the youth, I don't know, man. Growing up for is everyone's experience is different, you know, and it's just applying yourself at school. Mackenzie High School as a whole, if you go to Mackenzie High School and you don't really come out with no subject, that whole experience of just going from class to class, yeah, you might not, you know, be on top of the class, but the education, the stuff that the discipline, that whole process of the schooling, yeah, it's a good foundation, because you come out there, you might not have got big grades, but you can add. Your English is reasonable. You've got, you know, you got communication skills. You know how to be. You know, there's certain things that even though you might not have got all your subjects, or well, that just going to Mackenzie High School, you know, and that's why you find in those groups. That's why you wonder, there's something in common that all of us, you know, that's why we always think back to that institution, that time of our life from, you know, is a very, very, and I respect it, you know, and being a barber, my whole, from coming out of school, yeah, that foundation propelled me, took me places. I mean, I ain't really got much qualification wise other than my little CXC, but you know, that foundation took me a lot of places, man. Just being able to, you know, and
Right.
yeah.
I you know, Devon, I think it's fair to say that in life, it's not really so much about where you start, but I think it's more importantly, it's where you finish. And for a lot of people, they might have a big job, they might be a professional judge or a lawyer or a doctor or this and that, and a lot of those folks, they're not happy in their role. My only advice is find a job like similar to what you have, find your niche, do something you like doing, and go after it. Enjoy doing it, be passionate about it. And I find, from my experience, the people who have jobs that they enjoy and they do and they love and they're passionate about, I find they live healthier, longer, much more better lives than people who are heavily stressed out and involved and doing jobs just to have the big name and the glory. So I appreciate all you're doing. I mean, we need barbers. We need frontline workers like yourself. I want to commend you on doing what you're doing, and say keep it up. And you know, if you're able to spread the love, share your skills with someone else, some young person, so you can pass on that good skill set that you have to someone, some younger individual. On behalf of the Mackenzie High School Alumni Association North American Chapter, Mr. Williams, I want to take this opportunity to thank you very much for sharing about your experience at Mackenzie High School with us. Thank you very much. Stay safe and God bless you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for having me on your show, man.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you.